Moga brothers and sisters, I'm honored to follow my dear brother, Dr. James Calleros White. I just learned how to pronounce that this morning. And here's a plug in my 5 minutes. Catch the Ricky Jones Show with 12 Mr. FTC. We are interviewing Dr. James Calleros White Sunday morning at 10. He has a magnificent story. He didn't have time to tell you. This man was born to a mother, 15 years old, did not know his father, was in a house that had an outhouse and ended up being a Harvard grad, and then came home to Louisville to do the fabulous work he's doing. He's the main reason my daughter is at Louisville Collegiate now, because I ain't got the money to send her, so they give us all of that. Also, I'm happy to follow my dear brother Mark Murphy. Be on the lookout for our new book coming out at some point called Colin, Confederates, and Con Artists, Essays on American Politics, Passions, and Possibilities. So we're trying to do our little piece. So I'm gonna go quick so they don't do the Apollo thing on me and pull the cane out on me. My brief talk is about higher ed, and it's great because we have so many people here that could talk for 30, 45 minutes on their own. My grandmother, and like Brother James, my mother was 15 when I was born, raised by my grandmother, who was born in 1933 in rural Georgia, never had the chance to go to school, died in 2009, barely literate. And she told me, I don't know what you can do with an education, but I know what you can't do without one. That's a huge thing. We are still in a place where a lot of people in Kentucky do not know what you can do with an education. Unfortunately, across lines of race, Kentucky ranks number 45 in the country, 45th in the country. For those of you who do not know, there are only 50 states. It ranks 45th in the country in percentage of people 25 years or older who have high school diplomas. It ranks 47th in the country for people 25 years or older who do not have a bachelor's degree. 47th in the country is Kentucky, only ranking behind Mississippi, Arkansas, and West Virginia. It is not great company to be in. Meanwhile, the leadership of the state is once again cutting funding to higher education by 4.5% this cycle, and targeting cutting it even more during the next budgetary cycle. So that tells you that the state of Kentucky is not actually serious about higher education, maybe not very serious about education at all. But we have a terrible bifurcation that is taking place here. If that's what's going on in Kentucky overall, you can only imagine how African Americans in the Commonwealth are impacted. We are still at a time when W.E.B. Du Bois talked about the talented 10th at the turn of the 20th century. He was talking about the 10% of African Americans who had college degrees. We still have not doubled that. Only about 21% of Black women get college degrees. Only about 17 to 18% of Black men do. It is worse here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And I'm saying we have to take that on. And we also have to have very serious conversations about the type of education our children are getting. I certainly respect the move for trade schools, junior colleges, technical schools, all of that. But while many elites are talking about our children going to trade schools and technical schools, their children are going to Ivy League schools. That is something we must engage. So if we are going to be serious about moving forward, because no great city is great without a thriving university. So if the University of Louisville is damaged, then the city of Louisville is damaged and the state of Kentucky is damaged. So like the brother said, let's make Moga great. Let's make U of L great again and Kentucky great for the first time. We can do it together.